So the last time I made a book haul video, I know I said something along the lines of hopefully I'm not going to be making another book haul video for a while, and hopefully I kind of rein myself in and stop buying books so much because I have so many that I haven't read yet. And here we are. I don't know what else to say except that I have a very large quantity of books that I have here that I have bought over the last couple of months, mostly on sale from Book Outlet, and I can't wait to share them with you and then eventually read them, hopefully. So I don't have these organized very well. I don't have them really organized by genre or anything like that. I tried, but it just got too overwhelming, so I kind of just put them in stacks. I'm going to start with the stack that has The Absolutes by Molly Decter on top because it's the most convenient one to reach. So that's what we're going with. Also, before I begin, I would like to just say that I did a lot of cover buying here, and I don't know a lot of the synopsises, plots of these books. I kind of went off covers and vibes, so I'm so sorry. But anyway, this one is supposed to be literary fiction that kind of has to do with like dark family secrets and betrayal and stuff like that. Sounds super interesting, and the cover is beautiful, so obviously I had to buy it. Next, I got The Most by Jessica Anthony. So this is another kind of literary fiction, and it's about a woman who decides to not join her husband and kids to go to church like she normally does, and instead goes into the pool and then just will not come out. And so I think it's set over the course of like less than a day, and it sounds like it could be kind of weird, but I don't know, I always kind of like books with that kind of weird vibe where you don't know what the heck is going on or why anything is happening. So I'm really hoping this one delivers on that front. Then I got The Silence Factory by Bridget Collins, and this one is supposed to be kind of like a gothic kind of suspenseful thriller that starts in 1820 and then moves on to decades later. And it's supposed to be like an exploitive history of how a family gained their wealth through silk. I'm not sure about it much more than that, but once again, the cover is beautiful, and it's kind of also giving feminine rage, which is something I've been craving a lot of lately, so I feel like that might be a recurring theme in some of these books that I bought. Next, I got And He Shall Appear by Kate Vanderburg, and this one is supposed to be like a really unsettling, creepy, kind of atmospheric book about a man who falls in love with someone at a university at Cambridge, yeah, but you don't actually know the narrator's name. It's like an unknown, unnamed narrator, and that sounds super cool and also a little chilling, honestly. It's weird to not know much about the narrator, including their names. Obviously, that's kind of rare, so I feel like it's definitely going to be like a morally gray kind of character. Then I got Self-Portrait with Nothing by Amy Pokwatka, and I'm so sorry again if I'm not pronouncing that name correctly. This one seems like it's kind of about a woman who realizes she was adopted and actually discovers who her biological mother was, and kind of wonders about like what would have happened had her mother kept her and not put her up for adoption, and what that universe would kind of look like. And it also feels like maybe it's going to actually plunge into parallel universes. I'm not completely sure, but that's the vibe kind of getting from some of the blurbs. I don't know, definitely seems like it could be interesting, and I always find like family drama really fun to read about, so that one hopefully is going to be as good as it sounds. Next, I got Thornhedge by T. Kingfisher. I have no right to be buying T. Kingfisher books because I have not read a single one that I already own. This is one of their like more fairy tale fantasy ones, I think. Less horror, more fantasy. Could still be horrific too, though. I have no idea. And it's about a toad, which is definitely a fairy tale that we don't normally get. Then I got The Cat Who Saved Books, and I'm always looking for cozy cat literary fiction or just cozy cat literature in general. Of course, they're always normally very sad, so I am fully expecting to be shattered and destroyed by this book, but I can't wait. I'm sure it's going to be such a fun time. And then I also got She and Her Cat, because once again, cozy cat vibes. Enough said. Then I got How to Fall Out of Love Madly by Jana Casal. And apparently if you love Sally Rooney, this author is also a really good one. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I still haven't read Sally Rooney. Yeah, sounds good. I love a good literary fiction, and I think this book is just supposed to follow women and their lives and relationships and thoughts and stuff like that. Hi! Yeah. I got Nothing Can Hurt You Now by Simone Campos, and this one is supposed to be like a super fast-paced thriller. It's about a woman whose sister has a secret life and is actually a high-paid sex worker, and she goes missing, and so now she has to try to piece together her secret life and try to figure out where the hell she went, who took her, and try to uncover the truth to finally, hopefully, find her. Next, I bought You Know Her by Megan Jeanette, and this one is supposed to follow a female serial killer and the cop trying to catch her, which always is super interesting. We love a good female serial killer thriller. And I'm not sure if it's a dual perspective, like it follows both people or it only follows one of them. I'm kind of hoping that it's going to follow the killer. It's cool if it follows the cop too, but I definitely want to see what's going through the serial killer's mind. But we'll find out. It's one for sure that I'm kind of hesitant to read the blurb on the back for because I don't want to be spoiled. And I always find with thrillers, they sometimes spoil like half the plot in the synopsis. So I'm going to steer clear of the synopsis, but it looks good. It sounds good. Hopefully it is good. Then I got The Opportunist by Elise Friedman. And this one I think is like a woman who kind of lives like double lives, and she is a nurse who starts kind of dating her much older male patients. I'm assuming for their money, and people are starting to kind of figure her out and have to now try to stop her before she ruins more people's lives and takes more money. Honestly, it sounds like it's going to be a super fun time, and it is supposed to have like some humor in it too, which is always fun in like a thrillery kind of situation. Then I got The Good Ones by Polly Stewart, and this one is supposed to be a crime that kind of also revolves around like female relationships and friendships, and one of the blurbs actually says reminiscent of Gone Girl with elements of Yellow Jackets thrown in. That is a very bold statement, so hopefully it really is that good. Next I got With a Kiss We Die by L.R. Dorn, and this one apparently is supposed to be about two college lovers who are suspected of a brutal double homicide and how they go onto a crime journalist podcast and try to kind of claim their innocence. Sounds really interesting, and this is another one where, like, I'll be completely honest, I bought this because of the cover, because it just looks freaky as all heck. Then I got The Edge of Sleep. The reason why I got this actually was so my boyfriend and I could both read it. This book was actually created because of a podcast that was narrated by Markiplier, and then also there was a TV show that was made because of it that stars Markiplier, and we haven't watched that yet, but I kind of want to read the book first because I'm that kind of a person where I normally prefer to read books first, even if like the show or movie came first. I don't know if that makes sense, but you know what I mean. And then eventually I would love to finally watch that if I can find it somewhere available in Canada. Then I bought Swiped by L.M. Chilton, and this one is supposed to be like Bridget Jones meets Scream, which sounds super funny and really good. And I feel like I need like more lighthearted kind of thrillery mysteries in my life, so this one definitely seems like it's gonna fit that kind of bill. Next, I got Say Goodbye and Say No More by Karen Rose. I got these because they were super cheap for like the hardcovers, and they sound really interesting. It's supposed to be like women who escaped a cult, and I think like how they're living their lives afterwards and the cult trying to get them back. I don't know, sounds super interesting. The problem is that I got the second and third books, and I don't have the first one yet, so I'm hoping that Book Outlet gets the first one soon and I can also get it at a decent price, or I can find it maybe even in a used bookstore, because these sound really interesting and that's why I bought the second and third one, but I kind of have to read the first one first. So I am manifesting positive vibes, and I will find this book somewhere at a good price and I can eventually read these. Next, I got Delicious Monsters by Lizelle Sambury, and this is like a YA kind of haunted house thriller horror. I will say I'm a little disappointed when I bought it. I didn't realize that it was YA until I actually read the back of the dust jacket, and normally YA thrillers / horrors aren't that horrifying or thrilling. So I'm really hoping that this is one of the ones that actually does a pretty good job at least giving like the atmospheric chilling vibes. It is supposed to take place in Toronto, so that's fun. I feel like I hardly ever read anything that's actually set in Canada, so at least it's got that going for it. I'm really hoping that it's as thrilling as the blurbs on the back claim it to be. Then I got The Bullet That Missed by Richard Osman. So this is the third book in the Thursday Murder Club series, and I've read the first two already and I absolutely loved them. They are such a good cozy mystery. Like, it's like Agatha Christie, but trade out Poirot for like a bunch of seniors in an old age home who have nothing better to do with their time than solve murders. It's just so much fun. The characters are hilarious and so well written, and I loved it so much, so I cannot wait to finally read this one. Next, I got Midnight Rooms by Donier Coles, and this one is supposed to be a horror fairy tale. Ooh. It is also compared to Crimson Peak, which love, and is described as a hallucinatory gothic nightmare. Also love. I feel like this is going to be a really creepy time. And the cover is gorgeous, but I will say it's not really giving horror. Or is it? I don't know. It doesn't feel that chilling or disturbing to me, but maybe once I read it, I'll kind of get it more, and it will. Then I got Edenville by Sam Rebline, and this one is also a horror, and I think it's like culty. Oh, I guess Edenville is actually just supposed to be a small little charming looking town that actually has a really dark creepy history. I don't know why I thought that this one had to do with a cult as well. Next, I got The House That Horror Built by Christina Henry, and this is one that I've been looking at for months and months and months, and it kept convincing myself not to buy until finally I just added it to my cart and bit the bullet. So I'm really hoping that that pays off and it ends up being really good. But this is supposed to be a woman that works in a gothic mansion of a reclusive horror director, and she stumbles upon disturbing secrets and things start to get real creepy. It's one that I really love the cover of as well. It's so simple, but it really gives, I think, the vibe that it's trying to give. Next, I got Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay, and as you can imagine, it is a horror. So I think this one is supposed to be like a psychological horror that is set around an actual horror movie that the characters in this have taken part in filming, and kind of like the cult following that this horror movie started getting, and then kind of like creepy things that have happened filming it or something. I don't know. I feel like I'm describing this wrong, but it sounds really interesting. Holy guacamole. Do you ever look at like the price inside the book of like what you would have paid if you paid the normal price? This one was $37. $37. I got it for $7. Anyway, sounds super good. Can't wait to read it. Next, I got this like bind up of 2 of Natasha Preston's books. So the first one is The Twin and the second one is The Lake. These have been out forever. I'm not sure if these are YA too. It doesn't really say, but I feel like it might be. I'm just reading the little blurb about the author on the back, and it says her books have scared readers around the world. And I first read Scarred Readers Around the World, and I'm like, sorry, what? No, scared. It's scared readers. That's a little bit better than scarred. Maybe it wasn't that long ago, 2020. For some reason I thought that The Twin was older than that. Anyway, I've seen these for a few years now, I guess, and they've always kind of caught my interest, but when I saw this bind up of 2 of them for only like $8, I was like, now's the time to give Natasha Preston a chance. So here we are, and I'm hoping that the inside is just as good as the outside. Then I got Where You End by Abbott Kaler, and this one is also about twins, and I think it's like kind of murdery twins. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's going to be one twin is trying to kind of snuff out the other and take their life, or they're both murdery. I don't know. It's one that I kind of want to go into unaware of what the heck is going to happen, and another one that I'm also scared to read the synopsis of because I don't want to be spoiled. Ooh, and apparently it's inspired by true events. That always makes things creepier. Next, I got this thriller called Her by Harriet Lane, and I think I bought this one because of the little catchphrase on the front. It says, "You don't remember her, but she remembers you." That already sounds terrifying. And it is supposed to be a psychological suspense, which I love. Then I got Take Me Apart by Sarah Sliger. I think it's like a psychological suspense where someone is going through someone else's kind of life and all of their possessions of sorts and taking it apart and putting it back together and kind of discovering secrets and things that they kind of tried to cover up. Then I got Her Too by Bonnie Kissler, and I think this is again a book about feminine rage and women who have been essayed and are out for revenge. This definitely sounds like a thriller that's going to be right up my alley. I cannot wait to read this one. I think this is definitely one I'm going to be reading sooner rather than later because, like I said, I'm really in the mood for like feminine rage right now. I definitely think that this is going to be perfect for that. I also got The Apology by Yimin or Jimin Han. Super sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but this one is about a 105-year-old Korean woman who dies, and after she's been sent to the afterlife, she's told that there is a curse on her family that only she has the chance to kind of make right and end. I don't know that I've ever actually read a book about someone in the afterlife. Then I got The Villain Edit by Lori DeVore, and this is supposed to be, I think, like a romance that is about reality TV. The main character decides to become a contestant on one of the reality romance shows and finds out, I think like halfway through filming, that she's actually getting the villain edit. So the show is being edited to make it look like she's a horrible person. Definitely an interesting take on reality romance shows. I can't say that I've ever seen one myself, but I've definitely seen enough commercials to know that that's probably the way it goes sometimes. Then I got The Art of Scandal by Regina Black, and this one is about a woman who discovers that her husband has been cheating on her, but they both have too much to lose at that moment in time if they were to get a divorce, and so they decide to kind of stop seeing each other but still stay married, and I think she ends up meeting someone else and tries to keep that relationship a secret from the public eye. Next, I got Kingdom of the Feared, and I own Kingdom of the Wicked, but I still haven't bought Kingdom of the Cursed, and I also haven't read any of them, so here I am buying the third book of a trilogy that I don't even know if I like. And yeah, I will take no judgment at this time. Thank you. Next, I got this gorgeous duology, The Coven and The Cursed. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I mostly got them because look at the edges. Look how pretty those are. For like $8 each. Like, I feel like I robbed the place. It's so beautiful. It also sounds very interesting. So, you know, there's that. I'm sure they're going to be pretty decent books, but they're beautiful books. Holy, I couldn't resist. I'm so sorry. Okay, next I decided to pick up some more dark romance because I found out I kind of like dark romance. After I read Butcher and Blackbird and Leather and Lark, I realized that maybe that is my genre. I don't know. I still don't know. But I ended up getting the third book to that trilogy and I cannot wait to read this one. This, I think, is the only book out of this massive book haul that I almost paid full price for, and it's because I pre-ordered it from Indigo. And I'm honestly shocked I waited this long to read it. I'm probably going to pick it up in the next couple of weeks because I cannot wait to finally read about Fiona and Rose. I feel like their story has been like dangled in front of me the last two books. That's all I will say about that, though. I don't want to spoil anything about the first two for anybody, so if you haven't read those and you're into dark romance, highly recommend them. Then I got Phantasma. This one has a beautiful cover, honestly. Oh my goodness. And I think it's supposed to be like a dark fantasy romance, which love. I don't know anything else about it, only that it is super popular and some people seem to absolutely love it. Then I got There Are No Saints and There Is No Devil by Sophie Lark, and I think these ones are supposed to be like a stalkery kind of dark romance. It sounds definitely kind of Joe Goldberg-y, but it could be good. I don't know. I can't say that I've ever read something like that that wasn't supposed to be just terrifying and creepy and not romantic in any way, shape, or form. Then I got Once You're Mine and Now You're Mine by Morgan Bridges, and I think once again this is like a stalker. I'd like to also say if anything like this actually happened in real life, there would be no way anyone would find this remotely cute or romantic or anything, like me least of all, but here I am going to read it and probably going to love it. Then I got books 1 and 3 from the Never After series. I actually bought books 2, 4, and 5 as well. They just haven't shown up yet, but these are once again a fantasy dark romance, but it's supposed to be like retellings of different stories. So I think Hooked is supposed to be like Peter Pan, and then Wretched. Honestly, Wretched, I don't know. What is this supposed to be? Oh, I guess maybe Wretched is supposed to be The Wizard of Oz. I don't know. I'm hoping I like these because I obviously bought the whole series, so I have a lot riding on it. But if I don't like it, I'm sure I can find someone in my life who would appreciate them. Okay, next I took a leap of faith and I bought 2 YA books. So it's Anatomy and Immortality by Sana Schwartz. And these are supposed to be love stories. Full disclosure, I bought them because the covers are stunning. Sorry, not sorry. It says it's supposed to be about mystery, romance, and cadavers. So I don't know, hopefully it's good. Then I got the Beautiful Disaster trilogy by Jamie McGuire. I got this because I remember watching the movie Beautiful Disaster with, is it Dylan Sprouse? It was Dylan Sprouse, I think. And that movie was so horrible, it was good. I don't know how to describe it. Kind of like the After movies, where like you're like, gosh, this is trash, but I just can't stop watching it. So I figured the books are probably going to be also amazing trash, and I cannot wait to read them. Then I got Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto, and the cover is kind of giving like If I Stay, but romance and older. And it seems like it could be a really cool vibe. I think it's like rival musicians who kind of fall in love. So enemies to lovers, yes please. Then I got The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker, and I think this one is supposed to be like pumpkin spice granola vibe romance, which that definitely sounds like my kind of vibe. So I think this is going to be such a fun read. I'm actually hoping to maybe read this like in the forest or something in the summer. I think that would be such a good time. Then I got Happy Place by Emily Henry. This book is so bright. Holy crap. But I loved Beach Read, much like a lot of other people, and I still haven't read Book Lovers, but this one was a really good price for a hardcover, so I bought it because I'm hoping I'm gonna love it as much as Beach Read. Put that bright, blinding book down. Okay, we are down to like the last stack and a bit. I think I'll go with the graphic novels, just because there's only 4 and it'll be really quick, and it's like a little break from like novels. Okay, so I bought this one called Barely Functional Adult because, yeah, it seems like it might have some good life advice in here. I don't know. Then I got In by Will McPhail, and this one I think is supposed to be like someone who is struggling to like connect with people and life and stuff, and when he kind of finds the moments of connecting. Like, color is added to the illustrations and the world becomes a lot more vibrant and beautiful. It just seems like a really fun time, and it also looks like it's going to be filled with nature, and I always love stuff that has to do with nature, so I definitely felt like this was going to be my vibe for sure. Then I got Soul Kiss. I don't really know what this one's about, but it's supposed to be weird. Who hasn't met someone they wanted to send straight to hell? No comment. It's supposed to be a black-hearted comedy, and I'm assuming it's about people who are... Oh, Soul Kiss. Maybe the people she kisses die. That's my hypothesis. And then lastly, for graphic novels, I got one called A Pet Named Anxiety. I got this one for me and my boyfriend because I know he loves little graphic novels like this. But yeah, it's just like another simple, cute little graphic novel about anxiety, which is always very relatable, and I cannot wait to read it. We are on the last stack finally, and it is a hefty one, but I don't think it'll take too long to get through. So first things first, we've got The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. This one has been uber popular forever, and I finally decided to buy it. I still haven't read The Secret History, so that's great. I didn't realize how chunky this book was going to be until I got it. It's huge. Like, I've even seen it in the bookstore before, but I guess I never actually picked it up, so I didn't realize, like, it's got weight to it, man. Oh my goodness. No idea what it's about. Just know that people love it, and it's floppy as all heck. Oh my goodness. Anyway, then I got Our Share of Night by Mariana Enriquez. Stunning cover. Absolutely beautiful. Also built like a brick, just like the novel before it. And this one is supposed to be about a cult, which is always interesting. Okay, next I went a little overboard on the Jennifer Saint, but I was recommended quite a few of her books because I love Song of Achilles and Circe, and I'm always looking for like Greek mythology retellings like that. And so someone was telling me that Jennifer Saint is my girl when it comes to that stuff. And they were all really good price. So I got Hera, Electra, which I feel like I already have this one on my Kobo, but what can you do? And then Atalanta. So those are definitely ones I'm going to be picking up whenever I feel in the Greek mythology mood. And then I also got Medusa by Natalie Gruender. I don't think this one has ever been recommended to me, nor have I ever seen it anywhere before, but I looked it up on Fable and it actually has really high ratings, so it must be good. Next, I got Sugaring Off, which is supposed to be a thriller that takes place in the wilderness of New Hampshire's mountains. That sounds super stunning. I feel like it's going to be very atmospheric. Once again, I will say I'm a little hesitant because this is YA, but I'm hoping that it's going to be good nonetheless. Then I got Tripping Arcadia by Kit Mayquist. This is supposed to be kind of a modern gothic tale, and that's really all I know about it because this is one of the ones that I was guilty of cover buying. I mean, I don't think you can blame me. Look at that. That is just... you can't not buy it. Then I got Starling House by Alex E. Harrow, and it was definitely one that caught my eye because it's a Reese's book club pick, and so far I haven't really gone wrong with any of her book club picks. I can't think of one that I've read that I haven't liked. And it is supposed to be a gothic fantasy, which I don't think I've read enough of either, so it had to be added to the collection. Then I got Haunt Sweet Home by Sarah Pinsker, and it is supposed to be a very unnerving, creepy thriller about a haunted house. And it's also very short, so I feel like this is going to be a really fast-paced kind of thriller. And then we are finally to the last book in this massive pile, and that is The Laughter by Sonora Jaw. Sorry again if I'm not saying that correctly. I think this one is supposed to be like a super tense literary fiction, and it says it's a deliciously sharp, mercilessly perceptive exploration of power. I don't know what that's going to mean just yet, but I definitely think that this one is going to be interesting if we're going off of the cover. So anyway, that is going to do it for this book haul. Finally got to the end of it. I feel like I've been at this forever. If you have made it this far, thank you so much for sticking with me. I'm so sorry that I don't have more thorough descriptions of these books, but I am really bad for going into books not knowing what they're going to be about, and that can work in my favor, but also sometimes not. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of these books and what your opinions are on them. I always love to hear what other people have thought of books. Even if it's negative, let me know. Then you can kind of bring my hopes down and I can go into it with like lower expectations, which is normally a good thing to have. So on that note, I'm going to leave this video here. I hope you have a great rest of your week and happy reading.